All right, it is officially showtime. What up? What up? What up? How is everyone doing? If you're accustomed to this show, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome aboard. We're glad you're stopping by here tonight on this lovely Monday night. As always, I am Ivan alongside Stefan, and we do this every Monday at night, right? Where we talk baseball here live on YouTube at 9 p.m. And here we are yet again. As you guys can tell by the title of tonight's video, we are going to get into some Dodgers talk. We're going to talk about the Yankees. We're going to talk about some teams that are on the outside looking in and what they could possibly do over the next 3 weeks, right? Because there's still a chance mathematically. Some of these teams, and some of them are still playing like it too. So we'll get into that later as well. Shout out to some of you guys who have already stopped by bright and early. Thank you. I just want to let you guys know something really quick, Stefan, before I ask you how you're doing and I pass it over to you so that we could get the show started. Guys, I think earlier today, Stefan, I did not tell you this yet, but I think I got bit or not bit. Sorry. I was stung by a bee earlier today for the first time ever, bro. And I know you guys are wondering, like, yo, what, like, how out of all things, like, how are you starting to show off like that? I say that because if you see me kind of like reach back here a few times during the show, I mean, we only do it for an hour, right? Maybe slightly more. I might actually, touch back here. The reason why I think it's a bee that got me is because mosquito bites, we know how they feel all the time, right? Like some are a lot more itchy than others. This, as soon as I felt it, it was like a sudden sharp pain. Thankfully, I'm not allergic because, when you're allergic, people start like flaring up. I know for some people, it could
Damn.
even like affect your breathing. So thankfully, I'm not allergic, but the feeling of it's not even, it didn't feel like a mosquito bite. Like at first I thought it was, but then this is something that happened this morning, by the way. So I went out with my son. I wanted to do some tea work. He got like this new bubble machine as well. So he had his breakfast. I'm like, let's go out for a bit. I'm out there, I kid you not, maybe less than 10 minutes. And I feel like this sharp, like, bite on my neck. I'm like, yo, what the hell is
No
that? So I'm
way.
thinking, oh, maybe a mosquito got to me. And then some time went by. It
Wow,
was it was like a
bro.
burning sensation. It was somewhat of an itch. And I kid you not, like that was earlier this morning, as I mentioned. Like here it is, 9 p.m. And it's like still just a tad, it's still there. So
That
I'm gonna just let you guys know.
is crazy,
Yeah, bro. I've been like this,
bro.
like for the most part, all day long, bro. Just reaching back there, kind of feeling what it feels like. Because now it feels sore. Like it doesn't even feel like a bite. It feels like I slept wrong on my neck. But I know it was because I was stung by that damn bee.
So it was a B for sure.
I have a strong feeling it was a bee, bro, because mosquito bites, like I said, I know what those feel like. And then I looked it up also, and they said that, the feeling that I was feeling in the moment was very similar to what a lot of other people were saying. Like, yo, it feels like this, it feels like that. When you get bit by, well, not bit, but when you get stung by a bee versus getting bit by a mosquito,
Right.
the feelings are different. Whereas getting stung by a bee is a little more severe. And
Right.
I can see why they say that. So
That is insane,
I
bro.
know you weren't expecting that. I forgot
That
to share with you earlier,
that
but
is yo, because I called you earlier. I called you like to talk about tonight and what we were doing. Yo, that
bro, I was
sounds
on the phone with you like this earlier. Just it's a weird feeling. I haven't even looked at it. I haven't taken a picture. I don't know what the hell was going on back there on my neck,
that
but
is
I for sure was bit earlier today or stung.
all
Yes.
all jokes aside, that sounds really scary. I'm glad you're okay because that could have been really catastrophic. Those things are not fun. So, sending good vibes your way.
That's why I
Find some
said, thankfully, I'm not allergic, bro.
find some cortisone cream, something to stop the itch and the burn. Do something, brother, because that don't sound fun.
Right.
Um, I don't mean to go from one down note to the other, but we got to do this. We'd be remiss if we didn't do this. R.I.P. Davy Johnson. R.I.P. to the Mets manager of the 1986 championship team. R.I.P. to one of the best managers in Mets history. He had a 588 winning percentage. He was almost 600 winning percentage. He won 2 championships with the Orioles in the 60s. He was the 3-time manager of the WBC team. I believe he managed them in 06, 09, and 2012. Uh, so just a tremendous loss for baseball. He was also the manager for the Orioles. Remember the Jeffrey Mayer game that he took the home run away from Jesse the outfielder when they were playing the Yankees, the Jeffrey Mayer game in '96. He was the manager there too.
Right.
So he's well known around the game. He was actually managing college players now in his later years to try and give back. So once again, RIP Davy Johnson. Our condolences are with his fans, his family members, anybody associated with the Mets. Just a tough day on Saturday for baseball, and
For
we
sure.
thought
Yeah.
we start the show with a little bit of RIP and send our love and respects to him and his family. So
Listen, I think very few people, not just in baseball, but when it comes to sports overall, I think very few people can sit here and say that they have had both a successful career as a manager
and a
and as a
player,
player. I
yeah,
think for most people, it's either or. There's a select few who are able to check off both boxes.
right.
And after listening to, everything that you just said, Stefan, he also won manager of the year in both the American League and
And the
National
national,
League.
wow, yeah.
Like, we're talking about a guy who has done it all, you know? Um, Unfortunate. I haven't really heard much from Mets fans over the past few days, but I know they certainly have to have him in mind. That's for sure.
Well, I guess you got to talk to a Met fan of a certain age. Like you got to talk to the people that are around for the '86 championship. Now, just being able to manage all those guys, you talking about Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden, Keith Hernandez, Lenny Dykstra. You talking about guys at the peak of their powers. So you just think like, damn, how polarizing must it have been to manage those players at that point? That must have been some of the greatest times. Also, it must have been some of the most stressful times too. Because
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that because a lot of them dudes were doing whatever the hell they wanted to do.
but he did say, listen, I treated my players like men. When we were out on the field and I gave them instructions, I expected them to follow my instructions. But I don't care what you did off the field as long as when it was game time, you were here. Now,
High or not.
yeah, sometimes with Doc and Darryl, that might have been a close call. You know what I mean? We probably walked in the clubhouse at 11:30 in the morning for a 1 o'clock game. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
they got the job done. And you just look back on some of the teams that he's had, and you're like, damn, you managed that good Oriole team, you managed those good Met teams. Like even when he was with the Nationals,
He managed, I think, Bryce earlier in his
Bryce
career too.
Harper,
Yeah.
Ryan Zimmerman, Howie Kendrick. He had all them boys in DC at one point. I think Jason Worth was also on the team too when he was managing. So
Right.
just RIP, just sad news, man. Sad news out of the world of baseball. So we figured we start with a little bit of condolences
For sure. Rest in peace, Davy Johnson.
for sure, man. Uh Speaking of RIPs, somebody want to wake up the Dodgers. Somebody want to wake up Tanner Scott. Because, brother, if you ain't dead, if those two experiences in Baltimore didn't figuratively kill your confidence, Dave Roberts, like we doing this, bro?
Right.
Like we're sitting here and we're asking the question of, are we really going to let this dude blow another game back-to-back days? And the Saturday one hurt even more because you start realizing, Yoshinobu Yamamoto was 1 out away from a no-hitter.
Literally.
And they said, no, hold on, forget your no-hitter. Jackson Holiday takes him deep. First of all, Andy Pajes, I got a bone to pick with you, brother. How are you not running through that wall?
And the only thing that makes me say that, well, agree with you in this case, Stefan, is because it was just over the wall. Like if it was a no doubt to right field, I get it. You just look up and stare at the clouds just like the fans would.
Even
But
if you,
for it to barely get over the wall, bro,
Mhm.
I'm not saying you got to crash into it, but can I get a little like hop or something, stretch?
Yo, dog, just for momentum, jump over the wall, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It barely got over.
And we've seen it for as long as all of us have been watching baseball. How many times have we seen the one catch? It always happens
That can save a
in a
no hitter.
no-hitter or a
Right.
perfect game. There's always
Mhm.
that one catch. And I kind of feel like that final catch
That could have been it.
would have been it. Not only would you have secured it, but that would have been the moment that we would have been talking about, in addition to Yamamoto getting the job done himself.
You know what's crazy is I'm really, if I'm Yamamoto, I'm kind of looking at him sideways walking in the clubhouse, bro. Like, your lazy lack of effort cost us this game, because if you catch that ball, I got a no hitter, we win the game, and Tanner Scott doesn't blow his second save in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether you catch it or not, just the lack of effort in that spot is appalling to me. And there's been people on Dodgers Twitter that have been on Andy Paez all year. It's between Teoscar Hernandez in right field and Andy Paez in center field. Like, they're both really below average defenders in the outfield, and they have been killing these dudes. And here's the sad part, right? That home run that Jackson Holiday hit, you thinking, all right, he's gonna let him go. Then he goes to Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan can't get out of his own way either.
Right, right.
Blake Trinan has no command of the play. He's walking the whole joint. By the time you know it, Tanner Scott got to come into the game. And here's my problem with that. My problem with that is you start realizing, yo, we can't, we have no luck. If
Right.
it wasn't for bad luck, we wouldn't have no luck at all. And what I'm gonna say is a bit astonishing. Credit to the Orioles, because they're not making the playoffs. They could have easily folded and said, you know what, we get no hit tonight. Let's just let it happen. You know, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll try to win the game. They're like, nah, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna spoil you your party. And to me, that sounded alarm bells off in my brain. Because one, it shows me you don't have the confidence in your bullpen. Because if you're going to Tanner Scott again, that means there's no depth in that bullpen. There's nobody else you could have gone to in a big spot. That is insane. And
Right.
I often wonder, right? I often wonder if Davey Roberts had a do-over, does he bring in Tanner Scott? Or here's the question that nobody else is asking: do you just let Yamamoto finish the game?
Or that too,
I
right.
know he was at 112 pitches, but this brother was dealing. You couldn't hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And you pull him for a bullpen that, to use a word to be nice, they've been catastrophic
Yeah.
this year.
Listen, the reason
Catastrophic.
why I'm really worried, and if you're a Dodgers fan watching, shout out to you guys. You know, we've said this before on the show. Dodgers fans show a lot of love when it comes to the support that we get here on 27 outs, especially when we're covering your team. So I get it. But the thing that really worries me is, like, if it were only a Tanner Scott issue, I get it. But coming into the season, what should have been your 7, 8, 9 with Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Blake as well, like all three of those guys are all they all got ERAs in the fours. That's
Mhm,
relievers.
mhm, mhm,
I get it. Listen, if it was one, then it's like, all right, maybe we shouldn't be as hard on them
mhm,
because they've got other options. But listen, we're talking about three dudes. I even sprinkled in another one in Kirby Yates as well. Like, he's not
mhm,
low.
mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
sure the Dodgers didn't bring it in for giggles.
no,
The Dodgers brought him in to be able to solidify, along with the addition of Tanner Scott, the backing of their bullpen. And if you're a Dodgers fan, right, with
mhm.
October being around the corner, you're hoping and praying that your starters give you as much as they could come postseason time. Because how could you trust any of these guys in the bullpen in a big situation? I
Right
mean,
now,
the pressure right going into October, as I mentioned, is
mhm.
going to be through the roof for guys such as Blake Snell, Tyler Glass now, and of course, Yamamoto.
You lucky the Padres don't want to get their stuff together, because here's the truth. The Padres right now, with the way the Dodgers have been scuffling, because here's the crazy part: the Dodgers and the Dodgers and the Padres both had 5-game losing streaks simultaneously that ended a day of each other. right?
Right.
Or even no, not even a day, hours of each other. Because the Dodgers lost to the Orioles, and then the Padres almost lost to the Rockies. They were up. You know what the score of that game was? They were up 10-3. You know the final score ended up being 10-8.
Crazy. That is wild.
I I don't know, man. It's just you got to look at it from the standpoint of there has to be a legitimate concern with both of these teams' bullpens. Jason Adam, Jason Adams not coming back for the Padres,
Right.
right? You got Tanner Scott blowing it all types of different ways in Los Angeles. Kirby Yates, they were supposed to have 3 closers.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you can make the argument there's no closers in Los Angeles right now.
Right. I would actually ask right now, before we even get to the playoffs, if you're a Dodgers fan watching this, who is closing games for you moving forward? I'd like to know.
Here's the other point that I'm going to make, and this is kind of crazy, and I know me and you might disagree on this. I wonder if you put Otani in a relief role.
I think they should. I mean, it's not like he could go like 5 to 6 innings anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, at this late into the season, I
Yeah.
know that's probably what they're gearing him up for.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than doing that, as I mentioned, you've already got 3 other guys who, if all goes well, they're going to get the job done, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of putting even more pressure on Otani, let him come out of the bullpen and come postseason time for like 2 to 3 innings if you have to.
And here's the fun question is because if he's a reliever, he can't come back in the game and hit. Listen, they've amended
Ooh,
the
that's a great point. Thank you. But go ahead.
they've amended the rule book for him in every other way. Why you can't amend it for him now? What's the difference? Well, if he can do it as a starter, he can do it as a reliever too.
Right.
Like I think there should not be any ambiguity with the idea that he can't, have the same rules apply.
Right.
Because
Like if you're going to let him be a two-way player, let him be a two-way player, whether it be as a starter or
yes,
reliever. Yeah.
absolutely. And I think playing both sides of the fence, which is what it feels like baseball is currently doing, doesn't make no sense. If you're gonna have one rule apply for one designation, it should apply for the other designation as well.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, listen, the Dodgers offense hasn't been great either. Like
Right.
Mookie Betts is having a down season. I know Freddie's still Freddie, especially Freddie in the playoffs. He's gonna be dangerous. Um, we already know Otani is otherworldly offensively. This brother's about to hit 50 home runs again and make it look easy and simple. Shout out to you. But like Teoscar Hernandez has had a down year. He's missed some time with some injuries. We've questioned whether Mookie is healthy at certain points during the season. And it doesn't feel like the Dodgers bench has that depth. Like it doesn't feel like the bench has that depth. Will Smith's numbers have been down this year. Now he hit 4 walk-off home runs this year. So who am I to say what it really is, what it really looks like? But it just feels like right now, at this moment, as the Phillies beat the Mets 1-0, it feels like at this moment, the Dodgers are vulnerable and they can be caught if the Padres just said to themselves, let's stop playing around. Let's stop playing these games. Let's go in. Let's take these games seriously. Because if we catch the Dodgers, we could win the National League West. We could host the first round series. And we might be able to, if we got to play them, cool. At least we're playing them at home in our building to start it off. And right
Right.
now, the Padres don't seem like they're ready to take that next step.
Yeah, I
Even with
was actually just about to get into that, Stefan, because so it's not that I think the Dodgers can't get eliminated come October, right?
yeah,
Certainly. I think anything could happen in October, right?
absolutely.
But in the case of the Padres, like you've had a Dodgers team literally damn near all season long for the most part that
Mhm.
has limped their way into September now,
Mhm.
right? Like it's a miracle that Yamamoto, Blake Snell, and Tyler Glasnow are all healthy at the same time. It's literally a miracle
And
because
don't
just a
count.
couple of months ago you weren't able to say that. And I say that because in the Padres case, the Dodgers scuffling, being banged up, dealing with this, dealing with that,
Mm-hmm.
rumors about Otani being involved in other things. Won't get into that, but just putting it out there, right?
Right.
But, and you guys having everything that you have from starting pitching to a respectable lineup that you enhanced at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
You also enhanced your bullpen. Now, I get Jason Adam, who has been money all season long for them. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
even if you disregard the Jason Adam injury, there's no reason why the Padres at this point are
Mm-hmm.
not in front of the Dodgers yet. And with 3 weeks left, I'm going to tell you right now, Stefan, while I could be wrong, I don't think they do it. I still think they fall short.
And you know what? That's an indictment on them for not taking advantage of when you had the chance to. It's almost like I look at the Seattle Mariners and I'm like, yo, you had the chance to zoom in front of the Astros. Now you got Texas creeping up your back. Now we got a 3-team race where now it's like, hold on. It was the two of us for a while, and now there's 3 teams. And listen, I'm gonna say this right now. This next homestand for Seattle is crucial because if you want to do anything, if you want to make up any ground, you cannot afford to have any prolonged slumps on this homestand. Seattle and the Padres are the exact same team. They're mirror images of each other. You have everything. Your pitching staffs are loaded. Your bullpens are otherworldly. Your offenses should be more productive than they are.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be in a dogfight when you should literally be at the top of your division looking down going, we finally made a statement against the big bad bullies against us. How many years do the Dodgers have to keep punching the the Dodgers have to keep punching the Padres in the face for you to realize, damn, we're in a fight and we getting stomped out.
Right, year after
We in
year.
a fight and we getting stomped out year after year after year, and all we could say is, well, we tried.
I mean, they do, right? Now, I think they could do better on the field, but I think in terms of the moves and everything that they do
Yeah.
to make the team look better as
Mm-hmm.
the season progresses, right? Like, because the Padres, they don't just make moves in the offseason. Hence why they went crazy at the deadline,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
to them for that. But
Mm-hmm.
I will say, though, Stefan, because I know you mentioned the Mariners, if I had to be that guy and you guys sat here and you asked me, well, who do you think between the two teams, being the Padres and the Mariners, ends up missing out? I think the Mariners, man. I think the Mariners, like somehow, some way, because look at them the past 2 seasons. You missed out on making the playoffs by like what? Maybe a game?
Yeah.
Two, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's somewhere along those lines. And they're literally on the verge of finishing 2025 exactly like the past 2 seasons, bro. And that's
Which
with, and that is with finally making the moves that you needed to make.
which is an indictment on the people in that room, right? Like that's an indictment on the players, like Julio Rodriguez. We look at you like a star. Now it's time to perform like one. Suarez, we traded for you for the specific purpose of helping us get to the next level. If we miss the playoffs entirely after doing everything we did, all this was for nothing. The Josh Naylor trade was for nothing. The
Call
Suarez
me
trade,
crazy. I like the Josh Naylor trade more than the Suarez in terms of production. I
I,
do.
I get that part of it, but you made trades for impact players who have yet to make a significant impact, right? And not to dismiss it because the big leagues are hard, and I've never played a big league game in my life, and neither have you. You should score 1,000 runs against the Braves. The Braves are rolling out the Gwinnett Braves out there. They're not blowing out the Atlanta Braves. They're rolling out the Gwinnett Braves.
Right.
They're their entire starting pitching staff outside of Chris Sale is on the injured list right now. You should have scored 20 runs on Sunday. At some point, you got St. Louis coming in. St. Louis is in tatters too, but I said it about St. Louis, and St. Louis just took 2 out of 3 from the Giants. And the
Right.
Giants were rolling before they walked into St. Louis. So it's like you don't know what could get a team going. And if you're the Mariners right now, you can't turn around and, oh, no, we got some breathing room. Go snatch that division, man. Go snatch it. The Astros ain't the Astros of old. You can go get this. You want to know what's crazy, bro? I was sitting there and I'm like, we all look at the Astros and we're like, yo, but if they get in, they could be dangerous. They're 25th in offense, bro, as a team. And that's with Correa being added. And Correa's been otherworldly since he's been in Houston.
I get what you're saying. It is bad, but listen, not to be on the side of the Astros when it comes to this conversation, but I think Jordan missing a large portion of the season
Plays a
plays a
factor.
big run. By the way, Jordan, he hasn't been back, for that long. He's already making an impact, bro. It looks like he wasn't even out for long.
By the way, you see his numbers lately?
Crazy.
Your man's hitting 500, 4 home runs. Like he has like 10 RBIs already, and his OPS is damn near like 1,400.
Listen, I've heard people say this, and I will actually sit here and agree with it. He's like a modern day version of Big Papi, man.
Yes.
Like I watch him in the batter's box.
Yes.
And it's
Very
like watching,
imposing.
David Ortiz all over again.
Yes. And so this is why if I'm Seattle got the one pitching staff, bro, that I'll pitch around Jordan. Because everybody else I could get out. That's the one guy in the playoffs I don't want to beat me. I still remember the home run he hit off of Robbie Ray. Remember that?
Yeah.
When we thought Seattle was going to win that first game a couple years ago, we're like, oh, the Mariners about to break the seal. Jordan was like, nope. Going dead center field. See you later. Astros ended up winning that series in 3 games. Remember, that was the crazy 18-inning game that they played. They played 2 full games, and the Astros won. I think the final score was 1-0 on a Jeremy Pena home run. And it's like Houston just has their number. But at some point, if you really want to make a change, you got to chase it down, bro.
I might say something crazy by saying this. And listen, if you want to call me out and say like, yo, how could you say that? By all means. This is why the chat is open, because we like to hear from you guys. And by the way, shout out to all of you who are watching right now. But I know the Mariners right now, as we speak, are in the playoff picture in terms of holding that third wild card spot. But the Mariners, to me, I don't know why. One, we're talking about it right now. I just don't think they want it badly, right? And listen, they're on the list of like fringe teams to me. And they're already in the playoff picture. So for you to be in the playoff picture, and I'm sitting here like, well, I like the talent. I'm not a Mariners fan, but I'd love to see what the Mariners could do if they make it. But something in me just, I don't think they want it that badly, bro,
To use your phrase, I got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, straight up. I see the Blue Jays like that. I see the Mariners like that.
At that point, you have to come to grips with the idea of, yo, we got the talent and we have to do it, because these other teams ain't letting up. We may not agree with the idea, but the Guardians ain't going away. The Guardians just smoked the Royals, and the Royals need these games just as bad as the Guardians do. And the Guardians just hung a 10 spot on them last I checked. And before the show even got started, the Guardians pitcher tonight was throwing a no-hitter through 7 innings.
Oh, let me see where that's at right now.
Sleep if you want to, but the Guardians will make life miserable if you don't close them out.
Right.
Tampa, they will make life miserable for you. I don't know if they make it, but Tampa's the type of team that they can pitch really well, and they're going to annoy the living daylights out of people. It's just going to happen.
Okay, so speaking of that game that you were just referring to, so yeah, the final score was 10-2 Guardians win. The Royals did end up getting 3 hits and scoring 2 runs, yeah.
I mean, show some respect for yourselves.
Hey, you know what's crazy? The runs actually came in the 9th inning because they had taken out their starter, and it was the reliever who, who had gave it up.
Yo, so let's just count the no-hitters, lady.
Actually, no, the starter, my mistake. So to my knowledge, let me reread that. The starter went into the 9th, it seems like, may have given up something, and then they had went to the reliever to close it out. Because I see the starter gave up 1 hit. So my mistake.
So let's go through this, right? Brandon Stroh for the Mets throws 6 no-hit innings before he got pulled. Yamamoto damn near throws a no-hitter the night before that. This guy almost throws a no-hitter right now. A couple weeks ago, the Astros almost got no-hit by some dude in, I forgot where, but some Twins pitcher almost no-hit the Astros a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin Williams almost no-hit the Mets for the Guardians, for those very same Guardians. If it wasn't for Juan Soto hitting one over the apple, we might be talking about 2 no-hitters in one season. And we're going to get to the chat in a second, Rick, but to answer your question, I think they're right on the cusp of being like the Detroit Tigers of last year. And the reason why I say that, and I might have to apologize to a few viewers in the chat who told me Texas might make it, is Texas is just finding a way to win ball games, bro. They're finding a way to win ball games. Patrick Corbin has been great.
I think they've been doing that all season long, though, right? Especially when you look at the offense literally taking damn near the entire season to finally get it going. And listen, the Rangers are playing better. I get they're trying to sneak their way in with just, 3 weeks left. But at the same time, like, listen, I don't think the offense is still where it should be.
They're not.
It's not. But as you mentioned, somehow, some way, they're coming up with ways to, fight back.
So hear this. Adolis Garcia on the IL. Corey Seager on the IL. Marcus Semien on the IL.
How is literally the only thing that comes to mind. And they just took 2 out of 3 against the Astros.
And they're finding a way to win baseball games. Rich makes a great hair point, too, of Sonny Gray had a no-hitter almost through 6, and he lost it, too. So somebody's going to get close to throwing a no-hitter, right?
Yeah, I feel like this could mean 2 things, right? We are either any day now, whether it be tomorrow, literally any day now between now and the end of the season, we're going to get either a no-hitter or a perfect game, or maybe this is just baseball letting us know, like, listen, you guys may want one, but we ain't giving you one.
You know what this might set up for, though? Because you know how baseball kind of works in this weird way of this might set up where the pitchers are dominating right now in this moment. This might set up for a crazy playoffs, bro, where you got pitchers going like 2-3 innings a start because these offenses are rocking the daylights out of these pitchers. Speaking of getting your daylights rocked.
See, as much as, and I know this means a lot more for an outsider, because if you're a casual, if you're somebody who only watches games, once in a while, you are not really in it for pitchers duels, right? Like, you don't care for pitchers going 7+, 8 innings strong, 1 earned run, But in the case of somebody who just watches a game once in a while, they'd love what you just said, Stefan. Listen, if starters are getting pulled come October, midway through the 2nd inning or in the 3rd inning, they would love that. But me, on the other hand, I would be a little disappointed. I want to see more out of these starters.
Me too, because I'm old-fashioned. I want every starter to go 7 innings and leave it all out there on the field.
But 7 is asking for a lot. 7 now is asking for a complete game.
7 is asking for somebody to throw a perfect game.
Yeah, now.
Listen, I think injuries are also going to change this equation, right? I think injuries to certain players and specific players more so. We just mentioned 3 in Texas, right? Marcelo, the dude in Boston that was killing, Roman Anthony, he's done for the season. He pulled his open.
Yeah, tough, man.
Today, we just found out in Philadelphia that third baseman Alec Boehm has a cyst in his shoulder, needs it drained, and they're expecting him back. But
yeah, I think he'll be fine with that, right?
And then hamstrings are a little dicey, man. Hamstrings are a little dicey. So the moment I heard Trey Turner had a hamstring, and I think the Phillies are being cautious, it's a grade 1. They expect him back. But if that flares up again, because he also missed time last year with a hamstring injury.
Right.
And it's just like, yo, you've had a propensity of having lower leg injuries. And this is an injury you can't rush back from because now you're racing against the clock. And if they're able to just stay above water till both Boehm and Turner get back, the Phillies should be okay.
See, what I like about the Phillies is, as you mentioned, right? Considering where they are right now in the National League East, more than likely going to win that division if the Mets don't decide to go crazy between now and the end of this month, right? But I'd give the Phillies the NL East, and I think most people would at this point, right?
After this loss tonight, yeah.
Yeah, but also you have to do that, right? Because it's like, listen, we're a few games up in our division. We feel pretty confident in terms of clinching a playoff spot to begin with. So why not keep Trey Turner out with this hamstring until the postseason,
for
which
as
is
long
what
as you
they're going to do,
possibly
I
can.
believe.
Yeah, no. There's no reason to rush him back. You got an 8.5 game lead. The fat lady has sung. The operas, they're moving the equipment. They're out of there. The match, just go to
Damn. So
pad.
no Timmy Trumpets this year.
Timmy's gonna be playing a solo in the dark by himself.
Damn, bro. I'm only kidding, Mets fans, but
No, and listen, you know what? This is what the Mets get for trying to be too cute. The smartest people in the room. You got 3 kids trying to save your season. I'm good. I'm good on all that. I'm gonna put the Mets on one of those teams that could be on the outside looking in the next week. If the Mets ain't careful, somebody will snatch it from behind them.
So you think the Mets could end up being one of those teams who
yes,
lose their spot in the playoff picture?
yes.
It's not that I don't doubt it. Certainly possible. I just don't see it, but we'll see.
Listen, seeing is believing.
Right.
Did you not see the 07 Mets do this? Did you not see the 08 Mets do this? Did we not see the Orioles of a couple years ago do this? This is possible. It is doable. I still remember when Oakland ran down Texas. Remember that when they ran them down for the division, the final day of the regular season.
Yeah.
It's possible. Is it likely? No. But I just don't like the way the Mets are playing baseball right now. There's a lifelessness to them. There's a lethargicness to them that if y'all don't wake up, y'all gonna get got. Somebody listen, and this is why sometimes having too much of a veteran team is a curse to me. I think you need a mixture of young and old. Speaking of a mixture of young and old, let's put these socials up here so you guys can see this. And Ivan, I'm gonna do something different, bro, because I know you shout out the socials and you tell everybody where to go. But listen, we ain't doing all that. You see them scrolling right here. They all at the same handle. Go follow them things, bro. I'm not giving we not giving you the whole spiel of follow us on all 3 platforms. They right there. They scrolling. You can see them. Go follow it. It's real simple. You know what I'm saying? Because Ivan's nicer than I am. He wants to give you the whole spiel about go follow us and make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. And
it's
all
really
that.
for the people who don't know us.
It's cool,
yeah,
but it's right there.
Right.
If you like what you hear tonight, it is right there for you. We encourage you to subscribe. We encourage you to like. We encourage you to follow. If you choose to, we greatly appreciate you.
Oh, speaking of that, now that you actually mentioned socials, for those of you who follow us or keep up with the YouTube on off days, or as I mentioned, follow us on Instagram and every other platform. Excuse me. We recently hit 100,000 views on the YouTube channel overall, guys.
Salute.
So I don't know if anyone came across that, whether it be Instagram or on the YouTube, as I mentioned, or on TikTok, because I believe I posted it on our TikTok and you guys have heard us say this before, we get a lot of love on the TikTok. But anyway, definitely want to take a second to say thank you to you guys for helping us reach over 100K views on the YouTube channel in less than 2 years. We haven't even gotten through our second full season just yet, and you guys have helped us reach 100K. That's a big deal, man. See, that's one of them numbers where, listen, I know we could sit here and say the subscriber count is in the 200s, and the comments might be this, the likes on the video. Listen, when it's all said and done, for those of you who are good at math, 100K is 100K.
All right. So we're going to get to the chat, boy. I got to pull this one because this one's special.
Yeah, tomorrow is my birthday. That is true. Shout out to my mom for leaving that comment.
Listen,
I do appreciate it.
Happy birthday, OG. You getting old out here, viejo.
Yeah, man. So tomorrow I will, and not even tomorrow actually, because it's 9:43 right now. So in just over 2 hours, I will be 31 years old, guys.
Yeah.
So the next time we are here, doing our next show next Monday, of course, you guys will be speaking to or hearing from a 31-year-old version of myself.
Damn, bro. Nah, you don't look it, bro. We just playing. Salute to you. Happy
Bro, we
birthday.
met. I was 21 when I met you.
That's crazy, bro.
21 is when I met you, bro. Crazy.
So happy born day, King. Happy born day. Razor says Seattle does not want Ray says Seattle does not want the division. He thinks the Mets division is over. Okay. Um
I agree. Yeah.
Razor with an interesting point here. Shout out to Rick with this interesting point. That's an interesting point. That's part of, I think, something that we don't consider sometimes is, youngins who don't know any better might just be trying to make a statement, prove a point, and they're not trying to be world beaters. They're just trying to make an impact and get ready for 2026. But in the process, you might help end up pushing somebody towards the playoffs. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Millie, appreciate the congrats. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is the first time I
Mhm.
actually see her name here, but I will say she shows a lot of love on the
The
socials. Thank
TikTok,
you.
yeah, the
What's
TikTok.
her name?
Milagros.
Milagros. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I see your name always in the likes across all platforms.
And she gave
Um
you a happy early birthday. Look at that.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for
You know what
that
I mean?
too. Shout out to you for wishing me an early happy B-day and of
For
course for the
sure.
love.
Yeah, man. Um, Speaking of loving things, if you're a Yankee fan, what I'm about to tell you is gonna knock your socks off. I think the Yankees just told the Toronto Blue Jays, this division ain't yours no more. Give it up and let's go home. Don't mean to be too dramatic. I'm dying to want to know what you think about this too. But I saw the Yankees this weekend, and for the first time in about 2.5 months, I was like, there's the Yankee team we thought we were going to see the whole year, right?
Mm.
To me, they've been playing complete baseball for the last 3 weeks. The errors are going to come. It's just going to happen. Everybody makes errors. It's cool. But there's a certain level of focus to them, right? They walked into Houston and they said, you know what? Cool. Oh, this is a gauntlet. This is a gauntlet for us. Snatch 2 out of 3 from y'all, and they could have swept Houston if it wasn't for a bogus strike three call on Jazz Chisholm.
Right.
ABS system, please happen tomorrow, not yesterday, not today, tomorrow. In fact, happen before the playoffs even starts at this point, because these
Mm-hmm.
umpires have been god awful. Anyway, getting off my
Speaking
soapbox.
of that awful strike, though, Stefan, we did talk about this briefly over the phone. But I think now is the best time, when we are actually gonna take our time here dissecting the Yankees at this point
Mhm.
into the 2025 season. But Jazz Chisholm, and I don't know if any of you guys who are watching this right now came across this, but we
Yeah,
all know how the game ended, right? Of course,
telling the
that's what Stefan was
umpires.
just referencing. But dude, after the game, you hop on Twitter and you fall for some random person's bait and you
Mhm.
tell him SMD. You can't be doing that,
Yeah,
bro.
that's very
You
unprofessional there,
can't be
Jazz.
doing that. And then, as I told you, Stefan, Jazz is the same guy who just a couple of weeks ago, literally, he was the one who said, yo, say what you want about us, but I know not only are we going to win this American League East, but we're going to go on in October to win the World Series too.
See, that's
Listen,
tough.
I like the confidence and I like how the team has been playing, especially in that series against the Blue Jays.
Hmm.
Knowing that the Blue Jays were giving you backhands all season long. But
Hmm.
as I said, wasn't really high on the Blue Jays. Got to see it when it matters most. And right now, if you're the Blue Jays, if you can't get the job done now, I doubt you're going to get it done in October. But anyway, shout out to the Yankees for doing that. But Jazz Chisholm, you got to watch with your mouth, bro. Watch how you speak to these umpires. Watch what you're falling for on the internet. In fact, you shouldn't be falling for anything. Don't fall for any of it, bro. If somebody says, yo, Jazz, you're this, yo, Jazz, you're that, let it be. Please, because we cannot afford a suspension, bro, or
Right.
because you
So
can't hold your
this
tongue.
this is the thing that I find really unfortunate. Jazz is an unbelievable baseball player. Like,
He is.
you talking about 30-30 in his sleep. 30-30 in the brother's sleep. If he really wanted to, I think he could get 50-50. He's that good of a
50-50 is crazy, bro. A lot of people can't do that, bro.
but
Why you think they made a hell of a deal out of it last season with Otani? I'm just
but
saying.
I'm saying, all right, he might not get 50-50, but he could get 40-50.
Or 40-40 for sure.
40-40 is a hell of an accomplishment, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you I kind of don't like the I kind of don't like the antics of, yo, I'm gonna go on the internet and just tell somebody to, you know, take a long walk off a short bridge.
Yeah,
And
not that way. Not
and
that
and
way.
what I would say to Jazz is, listen, you feeding into the negativity is taking the focus off of actually doing your job.
Right.
Like, you don't get paid to interact with the fans on Twitter. You get paid to play the game between the lines. And if the manager gets ejected for arguing balls and strikes, good. That's his job. That's how he's supposed to protect his players. If Aaron Boone goes out and has a couple of magic words for the umpire, good. I'm okay with that. But you are the product that people come to see. If you get ejected, you're doing your team a disservice by getting into a back and forth with the umpire. Here's the other one I'm going to say, because I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Jose Caballero. I gotta just say something to you too, brother, because you be in you be in there chirping to the umpires too.
You're like two females on the field.
You he can't get thrown out of games. You know why he can't get thrown out of games, especially postseason games? Because he's gonna be the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees in October. That's right, I said it. Jose Caballero is going to be starting postseason games at shortstop for the Yankees. There is no way on God's green earth, purple, blue, or orange, that Anthony Volpe could be playing postseason games in October. There is no way.
So what do you do then? Does Volpe only? I don't understand.
Volpe dunks the Gatorade on somebody after a walk-off win in October. Volpe gets Aaron Boone more seeds and bubblegum from the clubhouse. Volpe doesn't even pick up a bat. Volpe sits by the humidor and says, yo, what bat you want? The only thing I want to see on Anthony Volpe's body is a hoodie that says Yankee postseason
The
with a hat
postseason edition. Yeah, you're right.
with the hat that's brand new out the box.
By the way, them things better look fire, man. I might want to cop me a tee or sweatshirt, you know.
See, I didn't tell you this yet, but I changed my mind. And I'm going to tell you right here on the air, I changed my mind. Remember I told you I wasn't going to games?
Mm-hmm.
We going to a game, brother.
You see, there's a lot of flip flopping, a lot of on, all for the switch. I don't know how to read you no more, bro. But let me say this though.
I don't know how to read them. That's the problem.
About the Anthony Volpe thing. Here's what I could see happening, right? Can I see Anthony Volpe opening games, being in the starting lineup as the shortstop? Yes. Do I see him playing shortstop in every postseason game when it comes to the 7th, the 8th, perhaps the 9th inning? Maybe not. That's where I could see, especially for defensive purposes, where a guy like Caballero could come in and just hold the fort down, you know?
Okay.
And listen, even he could end up, you know, ruining something. I'm not trying to act like he's perfect, but I'm just saying.
No. But, okay, this is where me and you are going to disagree. Errors in the playoffs in the first inning, the 4th inning, or the 7th inning are all the same.
Right.
Because you know what happens in the playoffs? That team scores. So I hear what you're saying in terms of trying to buy a couple innings. I don't even want to have that conversation if I can avoid it.
Right.
It's at that point, you have to be willing to at least make the uncomfortable decision of, hey, you know what? This dude doesn't even deserve to be on the field, because it's not like he's committing errors and then he's performing offensively. You know what he's hitting since July 1st? 166.
Damn, that's bad. You don't even belong in the big leagues.
Right. He's a quadruple A player. He's
I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this too. I'm sure you have, Stephen, which is why you're saying what you're saying now.
Right.
But I kind of feel like even if he doesn't make an error, forget the fact that he's bobbling balls, throwing him, into the netting, into the stands. Forget all that. But when I watch Anthony Volpe actually field something that comes his way, it just looks different. Like his demeanor just seems off. He doesn't seem as confident. And we're talking about a former Gold Glove Award winner, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, he sure isn't that this season, but
Nah,
to go from that to this, like, where did we go wrong? What am I missing as a fan? Because that's crazy.
I think what the Yankees did wrong is they sheltered him a little bit too much. You weren't honest with him. You didn't have honest conversations. Like, yo, you could sit there and we can sit there and have different conversations about, did the Yankees do a disservice by not letting him have a full season at AAA? Did the Yankees do a disservice by trying to force him down everyone's throat? Did the Yankees do a disservice, more specifically, how, for not going after one of those free agent shortstops, Seager, Turner, and I forgot who the other brother was, but there were three options you could have went and gotten, and you didn't
Mm-hmm.
go after none of them. I think Correa was the other one.
Right.
Or like you could have went after one of those three options, but you chose not to. And the sad part about that is like you literally told us, like, yo, I remember when Hal said that Peraza and Volpe are gonna be up the middle for the Yankees for the next years to come. Peraza's with the Peraza's with the Angels hitting a buck 90 right now.
Bro.
And Volpe deserves to be on the Pluto train to Scranton right now. So we can sit here and
Whoever
say,
said that, I'm sorry, but you deserve to
how?
have your eyes removed.
Hal said it. Hal said that.
Nah, man, that is crazy.
And listen, look, the reason why I'm gonna say this too for the record, Ryan McMahon makes me feel better with Volpe at short. Jazz makes me feel better with Volpe at short. Because they at least got the range to be able to get to a lot of balls. Like the only thing Volpe has to worry about is if a ball's hit directly in front of him. You don't got to worry about going to your right or to your left. Just catch the ball that's in front of you because you got a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. Jazz is athletic at second base, although Jazz be dumbing out sometimes too at second, trying to make the hero play, and he'll throw one in the camera well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, look, right now, they're not a perfect team by any stretch. We know that. But what this last couple weeks have shown me when the pressure's been on, they've responded to it. And this is with Aaron Judge having a subpar last month and a half. He just returned to the outfield. And I got to tell you, too, not to be the bearer of bad news, is going to come out in the offseason. Aaron Judge needs Tommy John and is not going to play right field for all of the 2026 season.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, Stefan, because I at some point wanted to get into Aaron Judge and then the elbow and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, what's with Aaron Boone saying one thing one day, Aaron Judge says another thing the other day? If he's healthy, and you said this, Stefan, if he's healthy, you should be playing. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not healthy, don't play. But when it comes to putting Aaron Judge in right field, now they want to have him throw not as far as a right fielder should.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, without saying it, you're essentially telling us that he's not healthy, bro. Like, what's going on?
And this is why in
Like,
the
stop lying to us. I hate how the Yankees go about announcing injuries
yeah.
when it comes to some of their top tier talent. Because it's like, you ain't gotta lie. What you lied to us for?
See,
We don't run the team.
if you were truthful, if you were truthful with us, we might have let you cop a plea. Like, you know what? Damn, he was dealing with his elbow was jacked up. He couldn't get out there in right field, but I respect his gangster for trying to get in the box and help the team and hit and do his thing. If you guys would have all came out and say, you know what, his elbow shot, there's nothing we could do. He wants to stay hitting. He doesn't want to risk it anymore by playing in right field. I'm telling you this right now, Ivan. If there's a throw in the playoffs where there's a double off the wall and he got to launch a rocket to second base and you see him flexing the elbow, that just means his UCL just blew up right there on live
Mid
TV,
postseason.
mid playoffs. Like his UCL is finished.
Yeah, I would hate to see that, but it
And
is very possible.
what bothers me is like you have to protect the player from himself, which is why I'm going to say something that's a little bit off the beaten path, right? And I don't know how you feel about this, but this is why I would line the Yankees rotation up in a certain way, right? Like to me, I think if I'm the Yankees, I would do this way. I would line it up where Carlos Rodon gets the ball in game one. No, he gets the ball on the road in game three in a potential playoff series. Max Fried starts the series, and game two, I'm going with Luis Hill because I want the fly ball pitch because Carlos Rodon is a fly ball pitcher. He doesn't get grounders. I want him pitching on the road. I want Max Fried to be able to use his defense at Yankee Stadium, turn a lot of double plays, a lot of grounders to McMahon, a lot of grounders to Jazz. So Judge doesn't have to run around and have to catch something off the wall because Lowe's just out here just giving up rockets all over the field, right?
Right.
So I would position it where Rodon's probably going to get the ball in game three on the road to either tie the series, avoid getting swept, or sending you to the next round.
Right.
Because if you see how they did it the last couple of years, they positioned themselves where they put Garrett at the top, of course, and then they went Rodon 2 and then Hill 3, and they went very conventional. What I'm asking the Yankees to do is go a little bit off the beaten path.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what that does too is I don't want the stresses of Luis Hill having to pitch on the road when he's just coming back off an injury. He doesn't have his full endurance yet.
Right.
Let him feel the energy of Yankee Stadium. Let him have the home crowd behind him. Let him see what it's like to. Also, too, it might not be Luis Hill. We might be looking at Cam Schlittler starting game two for the Yankees in a potential playoff series, which I don't hate. But I don't want none of these youngins on the road starting a playoff game for me. That's
Right.
where I'm kind of like I can't. I'm out on that, right? And
Speaking of pitching, I kind of feel like we also have to touch on this as well.
mhm.
I know we have our conversations off the air, Stefan, but I actually didn't get to this with you. And since we have some of you guys here, by the way, TD, I see your comment. Welcome, welcome.
What's up,
Nice to
bro?
have you here, bro. Shout out to
Mhm.
everyone who's still rocking with us. Um, Devin Williams. I mean, what do we do? Like, does Aaron Boone like give him the Dylan Betances treatment come October where he's there, but you don't even look his way? Because I'm gonna be honest, man, he's a roller coaster. He is. And the
He
worst part about it is he's been bad more than he's been good,
so
you know?
this is
And
where
I'm
I have
not even trying to hear that in the
no.
postseason.
I know, but this is where to me you make the very uncomfortable decision of saying, Devin, you cannot pitch in the playoffs at all. You don't even. I'm deactivating you for the entire playoffs.
Right. Hence why I mentioned the Dylan Betances treatment, because I believe
I
the Yankees had did that a while back with him.
I don't even want to have a conversation about if Aaron Boone picks up the phone and says, "Yo, get Devin up." Nah, that's not even an option for you right now, my boy. He's somewhere back in California or Hawaii or Siberia, brother. No, 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 no. Don't even listen. The other day, yesterday, he brings him into a tie game. I'm like, yo, he brings him in. They got a 1-run lead. Ivan, I'm sitting there clenching my fist, brother. I'm like, yo, if this dude blows this, bro, this iPad may be out my window.
I personally believe that they should lessen his role, right? Like obviously
He
he
should
can't go.
have a role at this point. It's been 5 months.
As much as I would love to see that, like if you would have asked me what I want to see, I don't want to see him at all. The same way I didn't want to see Clay Holmes in the postseason last year with the
Good point.
Yankees.
But like,
I don't want to see these guys, but I certainly don't want to see him come in for the seventh,
oh,
the eighth, and damn sure not the ninth inning. That's for sure. That's what I mean by lessening his role. So listen,
it.
if somebody in the starter in this case only goes 4 in the third, maybe goes 5, yo,
Mhm,
bring in a Devin Williams to maybe wrap up the 5th inning. Bring in Devin Williams to get you through the 6th and then into the 7th, where
mhm.
you see some of these other guys, Cruz, Weaver, Bednar, in the Yankees bullpen,
By the
because
way,
I can't have Devin Williams in big situations pitching. I can't.
I'm going to tell you what the Yankees order should be in the playoffs. Fernando Cruz, Luke Weaver, David Bednar.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at it.
I'll repeat that for the people that they didn't hear me the first time. Fernando Cruz, Luke Weaver, David Bednar. And the only way I'm going to Camilo Duvall is if a starter barely gets through the fifth and you need somebody to do some fireman duty to get you out of it.
Right.
And that's that I'm holding my nose right there. Like, I'm hoping to God I don't even have to do it. You know who I'm going to before I go to Devin Williams?
So you rather give Duvall the ball
Yes.
instead of Williams, right? Okay.
You know
I
why?
ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
100 miles an hour is different than you barely hitting 95.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I might do too? And this is going to sound crazy, but I might even go with Ryan Yarbrough over Devin Williams. In a big spot, I might go Ryan Yarbrough over Devin Williams. Like, if I need long relief, like if a starter only goes 4 and I need you to get me through the 7th, yo, Ryan, give me 3 innings. Let the offense come back. Let the boys try and chip away, and let's get back in this game.
Right, right.
If you are Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, Michael Fishman, the whole staff, there's no way Devin Williams even sees the playoff roster at all. You got to treat him like they did Chapman a couple years ago, where they deactivated Chapman. By the way, speaking of Aroldis Chapman, my God, have you seen those numbers? He has a 0.9 ERA, 0.98 ERA, and hasn't given up a run since guess when? July 22nd.
Yeah, he's insane. He's absurd. You know, I just the other day I heard people, not that I heard, but I read in the comment section underneath a post about Chapman's performance and the fact that, you know, he's up there in age.
Right.
You got some people arguing that Chapman should be in the conversation for AL Cy Young. I'm not trying to go that far with it, but listen, what he's doing, you don't see things happen like that.
Not at his age either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna be totally honest and I'm gonna be objective here. There's 3 people for the Cy Young. It's Tariq Skubal. It's
Crochet.
Garrett Crochet. Also, don't sleep on. There's somebody else that has a low ERA too. Damn. And I just had
that third spot. Here's the thing: Tariq Skubal and Garrett Crochet. Those are 2 locks. Ain't no arguing. If you want to argue with the wall. Don't argue with me.
Yeah.
Now the third option, like when they boil it down to the 3 finalists, that's where it gets tricky because let's get into it. You could go maybe Hunter Brown.
Yeah,
you could go
5. Yeah.
You can go maybe even Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
You can go maybe Max Fried, depending on how he finishes September. You know, you can go Brian Wu in Seattle. He's having a hell of a season. Like, listen, Brian Wu don't believe in throwing anything less than 6 innings.
I respect it.
Like, you tell him throw less than 6 innings, he looking at you sideways like, what? All I do is go 6 and beyond. For real, bro. It's crazy.
I respect it. But, like, you can't overlook 0.98 over a long stretch, bro. This guy's been unhittable for like 4 months. And we're sitting here. You want to talk about the juxtaposition. We started this show talking about Tanner Scott and Devin Williams. He is the exact opposite of both of those dudes. He hasn't given up a run since a couple days after my birthday, and it's August 8th. I mean, it's September 8th.
Right.
What are we even talking? Like, that alone should give you some consideration, at least, where Hunter Brown has been sensational, but Hunter Brown's 11-7, right? 2.25. Garrett Crochet to me is not a mortal lock, as you mentioned. I think that one bad start he caught a couple weeks ago where he gave up 7 runs and like.
Nah, he's a lock for finalist. Maybe not to win, but as a finalist, it's a lock, bro. You can't argue Crochet is. Well, Skubal, I'm gonna go out and there and say it right now. Skubal's my pick to win.
Skubal's gonna win the.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna win.
That.
Yeah,
because your man might finish the season with an ERA under 1, depending on how the rest of this goes. It's just tough.
See, right? TD makes a great point here when we were talking about Chapman and people arguing that he should be a finalist for the Cy Young Award in the American League. Check this out. So TD says that he can argue that Chapman has more to do with the Red Sox's success than Crochet or Skubal in this case with the Tigers. You have a point. You have a point.
Because you're talking about a guy that's throwing under sub one. That's kind of crazy, bro. If you sit back and think about it, and in the era where relievers are extra volatile,
Mm-hmm.
this guy's coming in like it's Mr. Automatic. That's a great point by TD. He's
Yeah,
damn near
look
Mr.
at Shrek.
Automatic.
Shrek is here too. Shrek, yo, you know what's funny? Shout out to you, bro, for stopping by. You know, Stefan, we had a couple of people on TikTok actually say this right here when we put out our clip about, I think, National League MVP. We were
Mm-hmm.
talking about Otani and Schwarber, and
Mm-hmm.
by the way, a couple of people didn't think you were crazy. Some did, others didn't. Some
Mm-hmm.
actually understood where you were coming from,
Yeah.
but the ones who didn't, this is what they told us, Shrek, on TikTok. It's funny you saying that now.
I don't get a vote. I don't want to vote. It's too freaking hard. I'm good.
Right.
It's too hard because all these guys are great at their selective positions. So I don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to try and sit here and say, yo, well, if I had a vote, I would vote this way. In my personal opinion, because I'm just Stefan Martinez from Brooklyn who loves baseball but doesn't have a vote, I think I got to give Chapman some love, bro. But I
Mm-hmm.
think Scuba wins the award.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Scuba wins the award. I'm not
Listen,
mad at.
I think the Cy Young Award in both leagues is a wrap. Mail it to Paul Skeens' crib
Yo,
and mail it to Scuba's crib. Like
first of
just
all,
end this.
you know what's crazy? You know what's a what if me and you were talking about this earlier? Paul Skeens probably wins the award regardless. But if Hunter Green stays healthy for the Reds and gives you 25 to 30 starts, we might be having a legit conversation as to who's a National League Cy Young. We don't give a lot of numbers on this show, but I thought this was compelling. Since he's come back in mid-August off the IL, Hunter Green, in I think it's 5 starts, 2.35 ERA, 40 strikeouts and 6 walks in I think 40 innings.
Crazy.
And I'm like, yo,
Showing up big, especially if the
what?
Reds are serious about trying to creep.
By the way, that game yesterday, 6 innings, 12 Ks. And Brandon Sproat pitched really well for the Mets, and he outpitched Sproat to where you're like, all right, bro, you don't even. We are not the same. We are not the same.
Right.
Like a part of my brain goes, yo, Sproat. If Hunter Green was healthy for the full season, it's Hunter Green, it's Paul Skeens, it's Jacob Mezorowski is gonna have something to say about this next year too.
Yeah. I think in the National League, the three for me, Paul Skeens. Who else was it that you just mentioned? You said Skeens. Oh, I would say I got it right here.
Who you got?
Skeens. I got Skeens. Would have had Zach Wheeler in there,
If he
but
was healthy.
unfortunately he's
Yeah,
out
if
for the
he was
season.
healthy. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
he loses his spot. However, keeping it in Philly, I'm keeping it in Philly. Christopher Sanchez,
Christopher Sanchez been
and I think
unbelievable.
Yamamoto. I think it comes down to those three.
Well, Yamamoto made a compelling case by damn near throwing a no-hitter before his team blew the game.
Right, right.
You make a great point. But I'm just thinking like, yo, damn, like, what if it was Skeens, Hunter Green,
Right.
Yamamoto, and Sanchez? That's 4 guys who could be deserving of the award right there, which is insane to say, but that would be pretty much where you go. By the way, speaking of insane strikeout to walk ratio, did you see since his debut on June 12th,
Whose
Jacob
debut?
Jacob Mizorowski has a 12.6 strikeout to K ratio? Yo,
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
I was looking at his numbers and I'm like, yo, I know you got a 4+4 ERA, and that's because you're still trying to pitch in the big leagues. But when he gets that solidified, that's insane, bro.
Nah, TD, hold on now. You not sure?
Nah, he's been
hold on. Listen, I know the Pirates are absolutely trash, and I'm sorry if you're a Pirates fan watching.
No, they trash.
Watching right now, you hear me say that. I am sorry.
They're trash.
But I'm sorry, TD. It doesn't matter how bad the Pirates are, or it could have been any other team. Just as bad as the Pirates have been this season in 2025, with what Paul Skeens has been doing, ain't no way I could give it to Yamamoto, bro. I'm sorry. Ain't no way. Because here's what he says. He says Yamamoto will win. I can't.
I'm not doing. See, that's not fair to him. That's not fair to him.
Nah,
That's
bro.
not
I,
fair.
I get what TD is saying,
I
but
don't.
not with the way Paul Skeens is pitching. Nah.
Hold on a second. Then, if that was a real argument, right? Then A-Rod should give back his MVPs from when he was in Texas. Now, come
Yeah, he
on
won.
now.
I think he won 2 there
He won
actually.
back to
No, I
back.
think it was 1 and 2 with the Yankees. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 there.
He won. Didn't he win two in Texas? Google that for me.
I
Swear
know
he
it was
won two MVPs
'05
in
with the
Texas.
Yankees, '07 Yankees, and then he
I
got
think
1 with
03 with
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the case, then we should just
Oh
strip.
three, '05, '07. Yeah.
We should just strip that 03 MVP from A-Rod because Texas was bad. What
Right.
was the Rangers' record that year? They had to be close to a 100-loss team.
Yo, TD, I'm not. Listen, I see what you're saying here, bro. I'm not trying to knock your analogy. I know it comes down to that, especially when I think it is that close between two players.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference: it
He's
ain't
been
that
neck and
close.
he's been neck and neck.
It's not that close, and
he's been
this is not a knock on Yamamoto.
Paul
Paul
Skeens has been
Skeens is
head and
just,
shoulders above everybody else.
bro. When you are in your own world, you're in your own world.
Yo, by the way, what's his ERA right now? Paul Skeens gotta be in the ones, right?
Let's see.
He gotta be
Paul
in the ones.
Skeens 1.98.
What are we even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
If the Pirates scored him some runs, he'd have like 15 wins.
Yamamoto 2.7 ERA. Yeah, you got to
That's
give it
we're
to
not
Paul
even
Skeens,
nah,
bro.
we're not even in
Yamamoto's
the
ERAs,
same.
he's giving up nearly one more run than Paul Skeens does in most games, bro.
Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest,
And that's
Paul,
crazy because Yamamoto's numbers are ridiculous too.
I know. Like, Scooble's are ridiculous. Scooble has a 2 point. I think his ERA is like 2.10.
Scooble's different, bro. Let's see Tariq Scooble.
He's
I think Scooble
2.10.
might be right
Yeah,
around there.
I
Yup.
believe
Yeah.
2.10.
Yo,
Exactly.
Scooble might finish with like 250 Ks. That's insane. He has 222 right now. That
By
is
the way,
wild.
if you're near a TV on Thursday, Tariq Scooble was scheduled to start against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium on Thursday.
This week?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a big game.
Yeah.
Not because of, it's Tariq Scooble, but because this is a potential playoff matchup. That's what I
And
care more about.
I'm gonna be honest. I think if my math is mathing correctly, I think he's lined up against. I think it's Rodon. I think
Right.
that would be yo.
Mm-hmm.
What?
See, and this is another point here to go back to what we were talking about when it comes to Paul Skeens.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing things that we haven't seen. Like this right here. Thank you for sharing that, Shrek. But you're absolutely right.
Not yet.
Like Stefan and I have said that same exact thing about him.
You know who Paul Skeens is for the older heads? Emilio would appreciate this. He's Doc Gooden in 1985. Go look at Doc Gooden's numbers in 1985. Go look at what he finished with, bro. He was 20-5, but I think he was in the ones. I think Doc Gooden that one year.
Right.
Go hit Baseball Reference for me real quick. That's the closest person I can think of when you start talking about like when you start talking about like comparisons to this era.
Right.
That's the only guy I can think of. Doc Gooden in 85 was a machine, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the closest you get.
Right.
What was Doc Gooden in 85? What was his overall numbers?
Let's see. I got you right now.
Because I'm the thing that got me bugging is, Doc Gooden won 20 games.
Doc Gooden in 1985. This is brace yourselves. He won his first Cy Young Award, and here's what he did. He went 24-4 with a 1.5 ERA. 268 strikeouts, bro. What are we playing? MLB The Show on Rookie?
And that's what I'm saying. 24-4, you said with a 1.5?
1.5, bro.
Yo, that's Paul Skeens, bro.
I said this before. I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago. It was definitely recently. I said something along the lines of, if you put Paul Skeens on like a team that is actually, forget being one of the best teams, but just in it, just in the playoff picture, he'd easily win 20 games.
So look, TD says checks David Combs with the Royals in 93-94. Fair. But I don't even think David Cone even comes close to what we just said. He said, "Your man, yo, 24-4 with a 1.5, bro."
Mm-hmm.
And you say he had 268 Ks?
Yeah, almost 300, bro.
What are we even talking about, bro?
Right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that season is yo, that's damn near like you just said MLB the show right there.
Literally. Yeah.
Son.
Playing on the easiest difficulty that there is and just going out there and just
And
flat out like,
dominating.
yeah, straight up.
Dominating. Like David Cone was probably good. I think he finished that year like 16-5, I think was his record, but his
Yeah.
ERA wasn't nowhere near where Skeens is now.
And listen, not to knock Doc Gooden, but the truth is out there, for those who saw it or who are old enough to have seen it during those days, you guys knew it then. All the documentaries, all the stories that he has shared himself, it's out even now for those who are just now getting into the game. But who knows if that one season that we were just talking about in Doc Gooden's case, he was high for a lot of it. I mean, I'm just saying,
I
you never know.
No, I take it a step further.
And
I
not
think
to say that as a bad thing, but
hold
just
on.
to show how talented he was.
I think that was the one season in his career where he was fully sober.
Mm-hmm.
Was that year? Because he was locked in from start to finish, bro.
Right.
Like, if he would have gotten off of the drugs because if he would have gotten off the drugs in like 88, the Mets probably beat the Dodgers and go back to the World Series.
Yeah.
Right? But like you wonder, like, yo, Doc and Darryl, if they both stood on the straight and narrow, Doc probably has 600 home runs, bro. Darryl. And
Darryl,
Doc
right.
probably has like close to 300 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's another what if that you sit there and you go, damn, bro, if the city didn't get to you,
They
what
couldn't
could
lay
you
off the
have done?
snow. The snowflakes were, and I mean literally snowflakes, because even the woman that they were after, I believe, because it was the drugs, but also the woman at the same
Yeah,
time,
and they were drinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So, all right, quickly, Stephen, because we are far into the show. I wanted to play a quick game, right? Because as you guys can tell by the title of tonight's video, or live, I should say, Fringe teams to watch. So I want to ask you guys, if you had to choose one team in the National League, again, they have to be out of the playoff picture right now as we speak. That's the only rule. But if you guys had to choose, in chat, I want you guys to let me know, but if you had to choose a team in the National League and one in the American League who are outside looking in right now, who do you think gets in from both leagues, if they do at all? Because that's the important part, right?
Okay, who you got?
So I told you in the American League, and I'm sorry, Shrek, but TD, yes, thank you for leaving that comment. I'm going Rays in the American League. We're thinking alike, TD, because I told Stefan that earlier. And in the National League, I told you, Stefan, it's really going to come down to either the Giants or the Reds. But if I had to choose between the two, I guess I'll go Reds. I don't know. I think the Giants, I'm going to be honest, have surprised me. Like, I think the Reds and where they're at right now in the season, I think a lot of us had them, on the cusp of just getting in, maybe lucky enough to get in, but they're right exactly like where I thought they would be. The Giants, on the other hand, after all of the stuff that they had went through, I didn't think that they would still be this close. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah. If it was me, I think I agree with you. I think I'm going Reds. I think we're going Reds in the National League. And in the American League, man,
Shrek says Giants and Rangers.
I'm not a believer in the Rangers, man. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's fair, but I'm probably gonna go with the Rays. I'm probably gonna go with you, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we going with the same picks? Rays,
yeah,
Reds?
we're going with the same picks because I think San Diego gets one of the second wild cards.
Right.
I think San Diego or the Mets kind of finished with flip flop those two spots. We see
Yeah,
what's up.
I think Cubs, Padres, and Mets they're gonna figure out the wild card spots for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, but listen, and if Tampa gets in, I don't want no problems with what they got going on. You rolling out some filth
Mm-hmm.
with them. Like they're the team. They're a team that we don't talk about. It. Junior Camaro's like he's a rookie. Your man just hit
One of the best
40.
players in baseball
That guy,
already
unbelievable. You know
in
what I'm
his
saying?
early 20s,
We,
balling.
we don't talk about him because nobody really
Where's
watches the
he at?
game.
Like 40 and 100 already, right?
40, 40, and 100.
Let me see.
I think
So
he's at 40, 40, and 100, bro.
no,
Over
no, no.
100.
40 and 100. He don't got the stolen bases. He
How
only
many
got
stolen
7.
bases he got?
He's not fast. 7.
Oh, 7, but 40 and
Yeah.
100 for a rookie ain't bad.
40 and 100, and he's what? I think 22?
Yeah.
22 years old, born in 03. Damn, 9 years after me. I feel old, bro. With my birthday tomorrow, too. Damn, Caminero. Way to make me feel older, bro. But yeah, I mean, he's part of the reason, along with
That
other
is
guys on the
that
Rays,
is
too.
sniffing
Because I
around.
think Brandon Lowe is also a sneaky hitter as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Rays and Reds, bro. That's who I'm rocking with. Now, listen, these are teams who I think may have a shot. Please don't run with this and say like, oh, well, you chose those two to get in, so therefore stick. No, I'm just trying to have fun, make things interesting.
By the time we get to the next show, this could look completely different, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So we can make prognostications just based on who gets in, who doesn't, how things shake out. Like the Giants could come out and say, all right, we're going to just snatch this. Arizona is still not dead yet either. Arizona sweeps the Giants this weekend. They're right back in the conversation too. And the Guardians, they won't go away. So this could change.
See, what I like about the Giants is, like some of these other teams who are already in the mix, the Giants have themselves an ace. Logan Webb, listen, man, he does the damn thing on the mound.
And Justin Verlander turned back to class. This brother, you seen his last 2 starts?
I haven't seen it. No, I kind of was waiting at a certain point early this year to kind of see if Verlander would get it going, and he just didn't. So I kind of,
his last 2 starts, bro. He had 10 Ks the start before this one, and then
holy cow.
The start in St. Louis, he was good too. Yeah,
right. That's crazy. Let me see this. I didn't
Justin
know that. Damn, JV. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
He went 6 strong against the Cards, no runs.
yeah.
5 strong against Baltimore, 10 Ks, no runs. And the Cubs, 6 strong.
Yeah.
Only 2 earned runs. Hold on now, JV. I mean, you trying to help the Giants out? You trying to prove Shrek's point? I mean, I'm just asking.
No, it's I mean, who knows? Who knows? Nah, the Padres are making the playoffs, bro. It's just a matter of where they get seated. They're not missing out on the playoffs, bro.
Right.
They might not win the division, but they're making the playoffs.
So, TD, to kind of just, share my 2 cents on what you just said there, I think that statement fits them more in terms of them always wanting to chase the Dodgers. That there's where the whole cornflakes thing really comes from. You know what's crazy? Speaking of the Padres, Dan, what was it, man? They were some of these people on TikTok. There was a video that we had put out a couple of weeks ago, and I think people were calling him like the San Diego Madres or something like that. They were like, "Oh, the Madres do this every year," and I was like, "Yo, this is a new nickname to me. I didn't even know they went by the Madres."
It was a bunch of Dodger fans probably trolling, but the title of the video was "Who wants this NL West? Is it Dodgers or is it Padres?"
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it doesn't seem like neither one of them wanted it. So, and listen, the Padres got a nice little tough little series starting tonight. The Padres play. I believe they play somebody who's in wild card contention starting tonight. I forgot who the team was, but Cincinnati.
Right.
Cincinnati's in San Diego tonight for a crucial 3-game stretch. And you know what? As crazy as it sounds, the Rockies are bad, but the Rockies may surprise some folks and win one of those Dodger games in the Dodger series.
By the way, bro, I know we're about to leave, but I'm just taking a quick glance at like some of these games. So that Reds Padres game is underway, bottom of the third, 2-zip. How about the Rangers? 5-0, top of the ninth against the Brewers. Hold on now. Hold on now, Shrek. What you see that I don't see, bro?
You know what? And we talking about a wild card for the Rangers. Look at that division.
5-0 against the Brewers?
They could win that division. What's the
I
division standings,
I
bro?
said it. I said it. And you have people on TikTok talking about like, oh, what are they on the verge of? They ain't doing
Yeah,
anything. They not.
it's
Listen,
crazy,
man,
bro.
a
It is
lot of
insane.
baseball left. I know
For
it's less
sure.
than a month left, but it's a lot of games.
For sure, for sure. So I love to see how this finishes out. Speaking of finished, we are finished.
Yeah, we out, man. This was fun. Shout out
That
to
was
some of
great.
you guys who came by a little later. Listen, as we always tell you guys, we would love for you guys to get here as early as possible. But, for example, to have guys like Shrek, TD, and some others stop by later in the show,
Salute.
it's always
Thank
greatly
you.
appreciated. For those of you who are new here and you got to this point in the show, thank you for watching us, talk about everything for damn near this long. And go ahead, as Stefan said, make sure you follow us everywhere. We're on all platforms, man.
It's
I
the
want to be
same.
able to get to the point where you just put 27 outs on Google, IG, TikTok, anywhere. And all you see is just our two lovely faces.
There you go.
And I
So
don't want anything for my birthday, guys. This year, I mean, I've been that way for a while. But before we go, with my birthday being tomorrow, turning 31, there is nothing that I want in terms of gifts, especially physically. However, if there is one thing that would really make my day, is if you guys gave this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment for some of you guys who are watching after the fact. Obviously, chat, not talking to you guys. You guys are here already, so thank you. But yeah, man, if you're new, like, subscribe. There's nothing else that I want. Hopefully, it doesn't come off as me asking for too much, but that's all I want.
hey, that's a hell of a birthday gift if you ask me. But
Mhm.
thank you guys for tapping in with us. We appreciate it. We'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. See y'all next week. Also, kids, it's about that time. It's getting a little nippy outside. Postseason's coming. And you know what happens when postseason comes? You see more of us. So get ready for the postseason. Get ready for some fun with us, and let's go rock out, man. But we'll see y'all next Monday night at 9 p.m. Have a good night, everybody.